All right, here I am again, narrating over top of a CrossFit Open workout. This is episode 23, and this is the CrossFit Open workout 20.2. It's 4 dumbbell thrusters that you see right here. It's a full squat to below parallel with the dumbbells front racked, front loaded, whatever, and then through to a full press above head, followed by 6 toes to bar, which is your heels or your feet have to break the plane of the bar on the back side and then go to both of your feet touching the bar at the same time for 6. And then 24 double unders. So you'll notice right here I do 1 single and then double, double, double. That first single doesn't count. That's just me getting my rhythm. That's not necessarily ideal, but a lot of people do it. And so I basically just kind of get it going with that single, and then I do 24 double unders. So that was 1 round. As you can see on the clock, that took about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Basically a minute 14 or 15, and then I started round 2 right here. My goal in this workout was to take it nice and smooth and slow. In the military, they say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And my recent training program has been all about developing patience and about exerting myself to a limit where I am not exhausted. I'm not redlined. Think about, your odometer in the car, or the RPMs gauge, where it's got like a, your standard, first few notches, and then it goes to yellow, and then you can redline. Well, in CrossFit, it promotes intensity. It promotes you to basically just, be explosive and kind of sprint a lot of times through to a point where you kind of hit a wall, and then now you're exhausted, and then you just basically scrap through the rest of it as hard as you can. And it promotes a really strong amount of stimulus that produces extreme gains, strength gains, endurance gains, cardiovascular gains. You look better, you feel better. It's great. I'm not critiquing the CrossFit program itself, but I'm on another kick now with this whole jiu-jitsu training. And I really like it. And there's a different flow to that particular discipline. And so I had this in mind. I really wanted to just kind of go slow and smooth. But at the same time, I had a target of 15 rounds. I thought, well, I saw what some other people were getting, and I kind of know where I'm at, and I knew how I was feeling in the moment. And I thought, well, maybe if I can ride a line where I'm in control and I'm not like dying, but that I can just stay moving consistently enough to get 15 rounds. Well, if you count in this video, I actually end up doing 23 double unders in the 14th round. So I was 1 rep shy of completing 14 full rounds. And so therefore I was a full round off of my target or whatever. But that's just where I landed on this day. Could I possibly do it again? Maybe push a little harder or whatever. Maybe. But I have to be comfortable with knowing that I got a good workout and I followed my primary objective. I stayed consistent, and I am humble in knowing that I'm only competing against myself, and my current training just doesn't produce the best results for these type of workouts. It still produces a fantastic result. This was the RX, the the normal version of the workout. I didn't scale anything down. And you know what? I had to go out of my way and do this thing by myself because my schedule has been such that I'm just really kind of spread thin right now. And my top priorities aren't even the jiu-jitsu. My top priority is my family. And so, especially with an infant son and a really super active, almost 4-year-old, and a super amazing professional wife who just went back to work from maternity leave, I can think about all these different variables and use that to be comfortable in my place. Right here, 1 rep shy of 14 rounds. The form's good. Each one of these reps seem to have counted. I've watched it pretty close already one good time, and don't have a lot of critiques otherwise. Just this, first part that I've already mentioned. So that kind of leads me into my thought process today about pacing yourself, especially for people that are searching for their maybe their fitness goals, or to have some sort of goal of reaching a certain physique or a certain PR, like a certain weight limit to be able to lift on some certain movement, whatever your fitness goals are. I know I have felt this before, where you want to just push yourself into the unknown, into a space where you're kind of unsure whether or not you can handle it. And that can be good, it can be helpful, but it can also be dangerous. There's a really fine line there. And I just take this time right now to promise you that it's more important to be consistent than it is to push yourself so hard that you could possibly injure yourself, or you could possibly overexert to the point where the next several days you're unable to give that same effort. My advice, having done every single different version of what I'm talking about, is I believe you're going to get the best results from the first thing you learn about yourself is track the amount of work effort, the amount of raw physical work that you can put out in a day's time consistently, where every single day, if you put out that much work, you're even. You're not overexerting yourself to the point where that you hit it really hard one day and then you have to slog around for the next few, and you kind of do this back and forth like that. I argue that learning yourself to the point where you have a really strong understanding of exactly how hard you can push yourself and how much work you can do in a given day, so that you could repeat that exact same amount of work 6 to 7 days out of the week, 52 weeks out of the year, eventually you'll notice that the same effort goes farther. What I mean is, like, you will be able to do more without overexerting yourself. The gains happen, and it's not even really slower. You just have to be very consistent. And so I would say that consistency is actually one of the most important facets of fitness, and being humble to know your limits and learning them and only pushing just right over that line instead of like blowing it out of the water. Furthermore, today has been pretty good. I look forward to getting some fantastic sleep. I weighed in at 208.2 today, which is slightly above where I need to be for the competition in November, but I have no doubt whatsoever that will be a problem. So I keep mentioning it, and I probably will continue to mention it, but I'm just really excited. That reminded me that I've actually been experiencing some, maybe, I don't want to call it self-doubt, but like my self-esteem has kind of come into question recently over a really weird, tiny little superficial thing that I really shouldn't let bother me at all. And so I'll maybe divulge that information here in hopes that I get it off my chest and can get over it. I have put my application in to the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu League or Federation. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Federation. IBJJF, so it's International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. And my coach, who is out of town this week training some high-level, I believe FBI agents. Not 100% sure. He did make a post on Facebook, so that can be looked up, but he's awesome, and he's like super in tight with like the really high-level people, so I feel extremely fortunate to have the opportunity to work with him and work with this gym that I'm in. So I've got this application in, and it requires a sign-off by a certain high enough level coach, and my coach watched me put the application in over my on my mobile phone. Kind of told me how to go through the process, and it says document pending. And boy, I'll tell you what, that document pending has been sitting there for about 2 weeks now. And I don't know, I've got some sort of anxiety that for whatever reason, like, it's gonna come back and they're gonna be like, oh, well, we looked into you, or we thought about it or whatever, and we don't think you're ready, or we don't think we want to let you represent us, or we don't want to whatever. I don't even know. And there's no founding to that whatsoever. I have no idea why that would be a thing. Like, it pops in my head and then immediately it seems absurd, but is it some sort of like, what is that term? It's like imposter syndrome or something. Like, I'm desperate for acknowledgement that, like, they think I'm going to be a good jiu-jitsu student, or like that they're comfortable with me representing their gym. And I guess that kind of shows exactly how into it I am, or like how much I want to be a part of that community. And man, oh man, is it just like kind of got me like on pins and needles. Every time I don't log on there every day because I just don't even want to put myself through that. But every couple of days I log into that website and I check the status of that application. And I see that little document pending sign still, and I just like some kind of butterflies just come all the way up, man, because I just start trying to brainstorm on why, and these guys are super busy, and I am one of, 1,000 people in their universe, and I am absolutely insignificant, to Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or to any of those people. Like, I have no illusions that I should be catered to or even thought twice about. So, and I get that and I accept that. But man, oh man, am I just over here just like waiting with bated breath. When I did the CrossFit Level 1 certification and I took that test and everything, and I met Rich Froning Jr., and, I was waiting for my acknowledgement that I'd passed that exam or whatever, and I was waiting for my Level 1. Man, I'll tell you what, I thought that was going to be really cool. Like, I was really, really excited about being a CrossFit coach. I already had, the place I was going to coach at, like, lined up, and I was just ecstatic. Like, oh, this is a new chapter in my life. But at no time during that process, or during basic training in the military, or really any time, I cannot honestly, I cannot remember a single moment in my life in any sort of competitive way, in that genre or whatever of life, like goals or achievements or whatever. I can't think of a single thing that has given me that feeling that, like, what if I'm not good enough? What if there's some kind of hole in my personality or my game, or I don't know, like, I really respect these people, and I do, I want to do everything I can to just meld right into that community and just, just be in the background. I don't, nothing special, but part of me really has kind of like this totally unnatural, like, view of this application on this website. Like, it makes no sense, but the fact that it wasn't just immediately accepted so that I could, because the thing is the application has to be accepted, and then I have to sign up for the tournament, as a member of the website. So I'm waiting to become a member of the website so I can sign up for the tournament, so I can go to the tournament, and represent the school. And so it's like, oh man, it's a very interesting feeling. I literally feel like my identity is kind of attached to this now, especially because I've been talking about it on these videos and telling people about it, and it's wild. It's a very good experience for me. I don't know how to take it right now, but hopefully in retrospect, I'll be able to speak on it more and dissect this. It's a very interesting feeling. So this looks like it's my very last round of the workout. I've got 105. I'm going down. Honestly, at this moment during this workout, I swear, because I've been putting that little pin in the circles over there on the rig, they've all got a number behind them, and somewhere along the line I screwed up, and right now I'm thinking I'm in the 15th round, like I'm finishing my goal. I swear, I think in this moment in this video, I'm like, okay, if I can just finish this round, I'll get 15. And I don't know how I tricked myself into that, because usually I either do, I'm pretty sure that I either do the exact reps or I go over. Like, I'm not a shaver. I usually don't mess up, but somehow or another, I swear I was like, oh, 15 rounds, I can do it, I got it. I thought I did, and then only after I re-looked at this video did I realize somewhere along the line I accidentally like leapfrogged over a number on those notches or something. But yeah, that was 21, 22, 22, 23, yep, and 23 reps on that last set. That sucks. But oh well, I'm comfortable with it. And I'm just going to go ahead and end the video right as I come back around to the camera and turn it off. And I appreciate you guys coming toward the end of my little program, and it's been a good month.